How should we on the left in America see that whole situation playing out?
Well, so Navalny, for a couple of years now, he's been attacking like President Putin's like government, basically. Not only Putin came out with a video like on YouTube, it was like an hour and a half long or something, and showing some house in southern Russia saying, "Oh, look at this, it's worth $1 billion. This is where your money's going," pointing out like different people in Russia, some of the people in the Duma, which is like our Congress, saying, "Oh, look at this person's got money, and this is where all this is going." So there's so much corruption here. Like he's a bills himself as an anti-corruption guy. He ran for the mayor of Moscow maybe 2 or 3 years ago, got like 29% of the vote, and that's his platform. Um, he did like make a comment at the because there are having some people, especially from the bombings in Syria and the Middle East, some immigrants coming to Russia, and his comment, like his quote is like, "Oh, there's a gun, I think an 8 millimeter or something like that." He goes, that's my solution to that problem," meaning like we'll kill these people like coming over. So,
Wow.
but his this is my take on Navalny. So people have asked me, like, whether you obviously he just got jailed for 3 years for what doing something. Actually, I can't actually even know exactly what he got jailed, and I don't know if
Okay.
it was fair or not. Honestly,
Okay.
maybe it wasn't, but this guy's um whole thing is fight corruption, fight corruption, fight corruption, fight corruption. Okay, I agree. Let's fight corruption, but he's got no platform. He's got no like. How are you going to fight corruption? Like he wants to be president of Russia. He wants to be like in the Duma. He wants to like be in a
Hmm.
governmental. He wanted to be mayor. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do during this pandemic? What are you going to do about the people who lost their houses or lost their apartments with they had a big like scandal with these apartment builders like taking money from people and then leaving. Like what are you going to do about that? What are you going to do about the homeless problem? What are you going to do about um like the anything, the pandemic, the financial crisis? You need to do about like relations with the United States? What are you going to do about like relations with China, the Ukraine issue? Like this, like he's got zero answers. He doesn't say nothing. He just corruption, corruption, corruption. Hey, to me, he's a joke because he doesn't offer anything. He just says, "I'm going to fight
Hmm.
corruption." How are you going to fight corruption? He doesn't even answer how he's going to fight corruption. He just says his whole platform. Yeah, there's people pissed off because the economy is really suffering right now, especially during this pandemic. But U.S. sanctions have hurt a lot. This pandemic's hurt a lot. The price of oil being low has hurt a lot. So there's a lot of factors going against the economy of Russia right now, and people are suffering, and people live on a low amount of money here. Like it's the
Yeah.
standard of living is much lower than US, absolutely. And so people
Yeah.
are like suffering. And so yeah, they like, here's a guy saying, "Hey, we got to fight the corruption, this government has a lot of money." I'm not saying government, like there's not corruption in government. I'm not, but I'm not accusing you. I'm just saying, yeah, of course there's corruption in government, but what are you going to do about it? Like, my solution for him is go, instead of like protest and be angry on the streets and kicking over pails and getting people getting arrested, like go do some volunteer stuff, go work with like some nonprofit organizations, go actually help people, do help. Like if you're so concerned about people's welfare, then go do something to help people, get your name out there, talk politics, get on some political talk shows like I've done, go do some like volunteer work, like help people that actually need help, that you say you care about, and get elected, and then work. The best way to fight corruption is not be corrupt. The best way to fight corruption is get friends in the government. I'm a city official here in Krasnogorsk, it's a city right outside of Moscow, and I work with a bunch of people that like with their, we don't have, especially during this pandemic, we don't have a salary, but we're still working for the city, still trying to put non like free children's classes together, putting together recycling programs. We don't get paid anything for it, but we do it because we care about the people. So I meet other people that want to help out, that are doing stuff, and so they're not corrupt because we don't get any money to be corrupt. So this is stuff that I would suggest that Navalny should do, and then take this to a higher level, and be, and then actually have some like layout of a program that he wants to do before, like just saying corruption, corruption, corruption. Go do stuff without being corrupt. That, you know what I mean? And then others will
Yeah.
follow your example. You'll get other people, like-minded people that want to help people that aren't corrupts. And all of a sudden you've got a movement together of, some government officials that are doing good things for people, and there isn't corruption, and you're getting what you want. But to me, he's taking the easy way out. He's saying, oh, there's corruption, put me in a government, but he's got no experience. He's never done, as far as I understand, he's never done anything for anybody, in any level, like helping out, like, or any social work,
Yep.
any programs, any social programs, anything helping people. So like, how you elect him into the government, how is he going to help people when he has no experience helping people? You know what I mean? he has
Yep.
he has experience spying on people, like putting like little like cameras and saying, "Oh, this person's corrupt. Look, they got a house somewhere."
Yeah.
That's his experience.
And,
That's not helping anybody. You know what I mean? So
right.
anyway, that's a little long-winded, but that's my take on Navalny.
And this is so I'm just very quickly, I'm so glad you hit on that because there's been this trend in Western media, especially, where there'll be these leaders, and whether it's Guaido in Venezuela, whether it's Bolsonaro and the Lava Jato trials in Brazil on
Yeah,
Lula da Silva,
yeah,
um, they have these sort of, oh, I'm anti-corruption. It's this
yeah,
anti-corruption discourse that is so void of any real policy or any real belief in anything, that the
yeah,
only leg they have to stand on is corruption. And most of the time, these corruption charges are just a means of Western influence on these governments. Not that they don't have corruption, because most
yeah,
governments do, pretty much every government does, especially a capitalist one. And because of that, it's very easy for these figures, and we need to be very careful on the left of these figures, who cry corruption when they have no political platform. They themselves don't have an incredibly great track record, and they sort of just use corruption as a means to get the United States or other Western powers to delegitimize their government, and so they can become leader of the country.
right.
And it seems like Navalny is in many ways falling down that same path.